Hey, good morning, fam. Today we having a scythe. Today we'll say a scythe, and this is going to be off of the steamships. It's a scythe. It's just about anything on your mind, which is on my mind. And the last thing that's on my mind was a big key, and I feel like it's been affecting a lot of people in my life and also outside my life in this world. So the main thing is going to be talking about hatred, moving on, accelerating, and a little bit of things and mixing it up with that. But starting out with the subject, when we hold on to things, it can really crush you, and you don't even know it. But what I'm gonna start out with, the word of the day and the quote of the day. So the word of the day today is going to be two, and they similar to each other, synonyms I would say, will be accelerate and move on. But the thing is, reason why I know they're connected with each other really tight, but I accelerate, I would say, is moving on very fast, and what people I feel like should work on, letting things go quicker than the norm, because I feel like people hold on to things longer and it affects their whole entire life. So moving on and accelerating. Need to get that out your system, clean it out fast, like flash running on water. The quote of the day is, oh my goodness, and I'm not starting over this video. I'm just gonna have to find it again. Oh, yep, blip, 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 blip. It was a great quote too. I gotta get it back. Let me see. So basically, there's a few of them. I'm gonna say them. At first, I was gonna just say a few, but at first I was gonna say one, but I'm gonna say a few because I feel like people need to hear this more than once. He who holds grudges against other people or hatred in his heart will never be truly happy until he has forgiven and let go of that anger by the best possibility means. And just read them all. No, well, not all of them, because it's way more than that. Never hold a grudge within your heart and mind. It will only destroy you. Only will destroy you. That's what a lot of people don't understand. No matter who's more wrong or more right, you're the one holding the grudge. You're hurting. You need closure. No matter if you was the one that was the victim. You can never reach closure or peace with a situation until you stop holding grudges. Stop holding grudges. The idea of letting go off the grudge is to deal with the pain without re-traumatizing self. Now, this is I read a lot of quotes when it comes to grudges, because I feel like people that hold grudges don't realize how much hurt they're going through themselves. They think that they have closure, but they don't have closure. Majority of people that I have crossed in my life, they think that they're happy, they're doing things, that they're actually living, in my opinion, actually living their life from because of what that person so-called did to them or hurt them. Or cause that person is running their life in a way because they're trying to be so much better than them, or just it's like they're competing with them. And that's just a small example. Like, that person is controlling your left and your right, like your mind, and people don't realize that. In my opinion, I would say, that's a fact, but in my view, that's what I see with many people I've met and run across in my life. Now, this is my example that I created in my mind. created, I would say, how I look at things. Now, I cannot change the past. I will never be able to change the past. And I look at life like a time machine. So, I mean, I look at life. This example, a great example of comparing it with a time machine, and the movies that you watch when you go back to time, and when people and you go, I mean, you go back into the past, and with the time machine, people like to change that. In many movies I've watched, people try to change that past, but then they realize when they get back to the present that that past that they changed affected their whole entire present. They thought it was going to make a big difference, and changing that past, but realize it's not the present that they want. So I've been through, you know, I've been through a lot of things when it comes to, father figures and marriages and stuff like that with family, and it's no big deal to me. Like me, I have stepfather, have nothing wrong with them. They're good people, good dudes in their own way, and a mother that did the best that she could. And I like to use them as an example and use me as an example that nobody is perfect. No parent is perfect, and especially if you know that parent's story. And a lot of people don't never look at that parent's story. I feel like we hold on to so much, this younger generation, I would say in the late 20s and early 30s, they hold on to so much grudges, but they don't even know what that parent been through, especially in the community that I come from, because I know a lot of those parents in the 80s were not great parents because of certain situations in during that time. So me learning my history and putting it together with my reality, it's making me be a better person and not hold on to things because I know what was going on during that time. And that's why history is very important, when you know that you can see how it affects why your parent turned out to be the parent that they are today, or something hit them at a time. It could be drugs. One of the main things, they could be drugs. It could be their parents were crazy or wasn't there for them. So how can they be a great parent to you? And it's like a lot of people don't look at that. And this is not directed to like any direct family members. Like this is just when you learn, your mind expands. You start to see different people's feelings when you talk to grandparents and stuff like that, and you see how they were, and you see your parent. But a lot of people, younger people, in my opinion, would say, a lot of older people, I would say, they mostly will hold it in, hold it in till the death when they're hurting too. But back to my example, is that me, I use this forgive, forget, and move on and start building a new relationship, because I know majority of, for example, my situation, my family member situation, I know enough about them to know how to handle it myself. Now, and also I look at it in a better way. Like I have father figures, 3 father figures. It's not a bad thing. I learned from all 3 of them, no matter what part of time they came in my life. And they all have great views, and they're good men in their own way. And for example, my mom, she taught me to be stronger. Like she was not a sensitive mom. Oh, I'm gonna wrap you up in everything on band-aid and stuff like that. So I feel like with a lot of people, the things that people have been through, you got to look at how you are today, how you became the man or the woman that you are. Like if I change the past with like my dad and my mom or something like that, try to make them be together and raise me, I would not have a younger brother. I would not have the stepfather that I have that I'm very close with, the ex stepfather. I would not have that, and I would not have the good stepfather that I have today. So, I mean, when you look at, even though it seems it could be like whoa all over the place, but the point is that these people are all great people in their own way, and me looking at their past so much, I'm hurting myself if I'm holding a grudge on them. I'm not going to hold a grudge on no dad, because that means I have daddy issues. If I hold a grudge on my stepfathers and stuff like that for situations, that means that I have issues and I'm hurting. On my daily, I am 30 years old today, and I have my own son to raise. He is 4 months. He is 4 months years old. You think, should I have time to hold on to hate? I should be worrying about, my mind should be clear every day to raise this young little baby, this little thing, from a little infant to a little kid, to a boy, to a teenager, to a man. Now that's sound like some work to me, and a lot of people don't even want to look at it in that way. And that's the thing. Like, it's steps when it comes to your child, but I have to have a clear mind to be able to do what's best for my family. I cannot be holding on to things from my past. I have to have closure, which I do. I love my dad. I love my mom. I love my stepfathers. I love all of them in their own way, and I look at the best of them, not the worst of them. And that's the problem with this young generation. They hold on to so much hurt, and they don't realize that they're hurting themselves. They're not hurting your dad or your mom, or they're not hurting from their view. They're probably hurting in their own way that they need closure on too. But I'm saying, from you, you're going through so much and you don't realize how much is eating you alive. You need closure, and you need it to accelerate fast, because if you don't ever get closure, you will be hurting and holding on to stuff for your whole entire life, and it's affecting you. Even though you think it's not affecting you, it is affecting you in your daily. And I am so sick and tired of seeing family and friends hurt when it comes to a grudge. Because most of us now, we're grown. We're not a 10-year-old kid. We're not 15. I mean, we're adults now. We should be able to have a conversation, talk, feel free, speak your mind, and accelerate. But I know everybody's not me. That's what I get a lot. Everybody's not me. Everybody's not strong-minded or stuff like me to have that strength. Because in my opinion, I'm on another level on my mental than many people in today's world. Because I feel like a lot of people today are weak and hurting and soft, and so many words closer to that type of stuff, that it's just not, in my opinion, what a man should be like. And I'm just talking about on the men's side. And also, actually, no, take that back. I'm talking on both sides, the man and the woman. And it's a lot of stuff that causes so much hurt. But we need to grow and get stronger. And then once you get that closure, in my opinion, once you get that closure, and also using myself as an example, you have a better life. You're doing things much better. You're thinking much better, clear. That should be your goal. My thing is another example I use. And this is a hard one, believe me, a very, very hard one. Use a man or a woman getting raped, touched with anybody, or doing something while a person doing something foul to them. The example I've seen in plenty of movies and reality as well. You hold on to that for so long, it can kill you and hurt you. But what they have learned, and this is examples of reality, that they forgive, not for the best of that person that hurt them, but for themselves. And that's a hard one. That is one of the hardest examples and the toughest example. But a lot of people will be, oh no, I should hate this person forever. I'm gonna kill. But the person, usually, a lot of these people end up killing themselves or hurting themselves because they don't have closure. They don't ever. And to me, this is, I'm taking away from accelerate. This one right here is taking more time, of course. Take the time, the baby steps and stuff like that. And that's my tough example, what I'll say, because if you hold on to that, you're hurting. And it's not to make this person, that person that done you wrong, happy. It's for yourself. And I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't care how many times you hear it. Like, yourself. You. For you. For you. And that's what I got for you today. Move on. Accelerate fast. Move on. And your life will be so much better. Peace, fam. Y'all have a good day.